On? Welcome back to another brand new episode of Skywalking Through the League. I am your host, Bill Sheehy, and I'm joined, as always, by my Jedi partner in crime, Trey Mitchell. Trey, are you there? Are you with us?
Knock, knock, let the venom in.
There.
Or let the devil in, actually.
That's
not venom. I got it wrong 2 seconds into the show.
It's all good. We're a little rusty, and that's okay. How you doing? Okay, bud? Are you doing okay, buddy? Jesus.
I'm doing great. I've been making venom pictures for everyone.
Good. Thank you.
Lately, I found an old version of the website that let you take someone's picture and make it venom. So here's Bill as venom. Yeah. Knock, knock, let the Bill in. Actually, have not made myself, but there's Cookie Cop as Venom.
I don't think the world is ready for a Venom, a symbiote Cookie Cop.
There's our friend Regan as Venom.
Yeah, there
Hopefully she's watching.
Shout out to Regan.
We got Jared as Venom, and then last but not least, we got Connor Chikiti as Venom.
Chikiti, dude, I still think about when he was on our show for the first time. I said his name 4 or 5 different times before I got it right. So Connor Chikiti. I just got out of Venom. And let me tell you, it was.
Did you let the devil in?
The devil was in. And I don't want to give too much away, but you know those movies where so first of all, I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the first one a lot. And this one is very much in the same vein. It's just dumb fun. And the people involved are having a blast with it. It's one of those movies that I don't know, spoiler, I guess. There's a line in the movie that's literally just the title.
Eddie,
so it's not Eddie, but and I was just oh, I love this movie so much. It's everything I wanted it to be, and it's just poetic cinema.
Have I told the story about when I first saw Venom?
Oh, in Italy?
Yeah, I think I need to say it again.
You've told it to me.
Yeah, so basically, I was studying abroad when Venom came out, and I was excited for it. I thought it looked fun. Mm-hmm. So my friend Matthew and we bought a bottle of wine and walked 50 minutes to go see it because there was only one theater in the whole city that was showing it. And I guess what I assumed is that it would be in Italian or it'd be in English with Italian subtitles. Mm-hmm. I don't know why I assumed that. So we walked 50 minutes, drank this whole bottle of wine, get to watch it, and it starts and there's no subtitles and it's just in Italian. So imagine watching Venom, having no idea what's going on, and then he just jumps into a water tank full of crabs and starts eating them, and you don't know what's going on. There's no context. So I hated it at first because I only saw half of it in Italian, and I left because they're in Europe they have intermissions. Uh-huh. So I left halfway through and was like, "What the f? This was so stupid." I was so pissed. I waited months. I was excited for Venom. I was so pissed off, and the walk back of defeat was just terrible. But then I think I saw Venom for the first time in English Christmas night of 2019 or 2018, and I was like, that wasn't very good. And then about 2 weeks ago, I watched it again. Had a few drinks and really enjoyed it. Thought it was really fun.
That's what you want. That is prime Venom. That's what you want to be. You want.
I'm not seeing it sober tomorrow.
No, I don't think you should. I did. And by the way, if you paid attention on Twitter, I was very, very excited when I got in that movie because I got in movie starts at 5. I get there at 4:40. And it is just completely empty. And
you sat at the far right side.
No. I took a picture. You got onto me, but I was taking a picture because I'm oh freak yeah, I'm gonna have this entire movie theater by myself, which is one of my favorite things to do. I love going to the movies by myself, and then that's another level of I can just enjoy it. Are
you not working today?
Oh no, I did work. I got off at 4:30. Not 2 minutes as I was enjoying the idea. Yeah, 100%. Yes, and Venom 2 is right there. Is a top tier rom-com movie. not 2 minutes as I was sitting in there, then the Frederick Douglass High School football team, who had their game canceled, but still had the bus, took their entire team to see Venom, and none of them had showered. Like, they had just gone from practice.
So you had that in common with them.
Yeah, exactly. 100%. But like, they had worked out all day. But I digress. It was just to go from that pure joy of like, oh my God, I'm going to have this theater to myself, to like, oh God, it was just my luck. Like, it just that if I didn't
Did they enjoy it?
They did. And like, I'm in a weird place with it because like it's a bunch of like teenage kids or teenage dudes, and they like throughout parts of it like would just not shut up. And so like there's part of me where it's like, they're kids, and like I don't want to like shush them and like be mean to them, but then at the same time, like,
the other person in the theater yells at them.
I know I don't want to be that guy. Like unless you're like,
you're not that
really,
guy,
really, yeah, you're not that guy, pal. Trust me, you're not that guy. But like for the most part they were okay, but there were parts where they were just like would not shut up, and I was like,
you should have let the carnage in.
I tried.
Let there be carnage.
I tried lifting my hand to see if anything would happen, but yeah, that was my Venom 2
just start
experience.
Like making primal screeches and stuff. They're just run out of the theater.
Well, they were doing that. Like that's some of the things they were doing. Like there's one line.
So they let the devil in, but
they did. They did.
Yeah.
So
I'm excited. I see it tomorrow night. So that'll be fun. Yeah. I've been like the only person I knew that was looking forward to it was me. I didn't know you were looking forward to it too. Mm-hmm. So that'll be cool. Also, there's a thing. If you watch a Spider-Man movie starting this Friday, you'll end like every Spider-Man movie starting this Friday.
If you watch it every Friday.
Spider-Man, every Friday. The last Friday, you'll watch No Way Home.
No, what is that true?
So yeah. So like you start with like the Spider-Man 1, 2, 3, and then you go into the Spider-Verse, and then you go Civil War, Homecoming, Far From Home.
Oh, okay. I thought you were talking
not Venom. Yeah, Venom's not one. No, I'm gonna add any of the Spider-Man movies. Like if you do it this Friday, well then I guess you already started. Then tomorrow night you got to watch Spider-Man 1. I recently watched Spider-Man 1. I love Spider-Man 1. I think I like it more than 2.
Really? Because
it's just so funny. Like
it is.
Like Green Goblin just like jumps. His ass is just there in every scene. It's just
the first
tight suit.
The first time I remember being scared in a theater was Spider-Man. The first one where like he first becomes Green Goblin. Yeah, like that scene where like that jump scare. Like I remember
he jumps up and just snarls,
and it just scared the shit out of me. But
he'll be back.
He will be back. And another thing, Spider-Man No Way Home trailer in theaters. Oh my God! Like that was like
seen it in theaters. I'll lose my mind.
It
hasn't shown in front of anything for me.
It will tomorrow.
You see it in IMAX?
No, I saw it was. I was originally going to see it in IMAX, but I was like, I don't want to wait till after the show. So I was like, if I get one at like 5, I think it's short enough where I can make it. But
it sucks. We were supposed to record last night, and then I was going to go to a concert, and then the concert got canceled.
It's fine. It's all good.
So instead, I got Blaze Pizza, drink wine, and watched Impractical Jokers.
Sheesh. Good for you.
Very me night.
Also, before we get into it, there's one more thing I want to talk about. Think of my Kentucky Wildcats this Saturday. Big game. We are 4-0, and we're playing the Florida Gators. We're playing Trey's Florida Gators. Because Trey is now Florida man. So now
I like Florida State more.
Yeah,
I have connections. Too many people I know went to Florida State.
Connections, right? Oh wait, yeah, but get excited for Catterday. Have some fun. And think of me when we beat the Gators. I will be somewhere probably blacked out, celebrating. So anyway, do you have anything else to add before we get into our Star Wars discussion? We're 10 minutes in and we haven't even talked Star Wars.
No, nothing really. I'm going to New York City for the same weekend as New York Comic Con, but I'm going for the Schmodown live thing. I got you. So that'll be cool. I think Jackson will be there too. So Jackson, leave a comment if you'll be in New York City, October 8th, 9th, and 10th.
Yeah,
Some school teacher.
so like
The Doc Ock scene is very scary.
like that's Sam Raimi. Like I don't know why I love that he was the director. Like he does horror so freaking well. That
Multiverse of Madness.
Yeah, like whenever he even when it's a PG-13 movie, he just like he does.
Well, Venom 2 was PG-13, and I doubt it felt like it.
It did. If it was an R movie, I think it would have been better. That's just me. But anyway, yeah, that's Jackson. I hope we'll have to get you on soon, man. I love talking with you on Twitter, and hopefully you and Trey can connect in a concrete jungle where dreams are made of. And I've heard there's nothing you can't do there. So you and Trey should connect.
Big lights will inspire you, man.
They truly. Let's hear it for New York. All right, so let's get into our Star Wars stuff today. So we've missed a lot. We've been away for a little bit, which is fine. But the first thing we're going to talk about today is Star Wars Visions, and full up front, we're going to be talking spoilers about at least the ones that
a lot of spoilers.
Seen. Yeah, for it. So if you haven't watched any of the Visions, we'll put a time code and tell you when to come back.
No, we won't.
But
just watch Visions.
Just watch Visions and then come back. But we're going to talk Visions. So when it came out last week, is that right?
A week, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So today's Thursday, so last Wednesday.
So I have not seen all of them. They're only let's see. The ones I've seen are The Duel, Tatooine Rhapsody, The Twins, The Ninth Jedi, and the Elder.
Have you not watched them all? They're 14 minutes.
Trey, I've been preparing myself for Venom 2, Let There Be Carnage. So I haven't seen all of them yet, but I will. But I want to talk about just kind of, you've seen all of them, Trey, right?
I don't know if I watched the last one. I'm not sure. I might have watched half of it, but I've watched everything else.
Well, then let's talk about the ones that we've seen. What have been our overall impressions? Which ones, let's start with, which one stood out to you so far? And which one was your favorite? Which one was your least favorite? And I hear you. I promise.
Yeah,
I will.
You didn't say Ninth Jedi.
I thought I'd seen Ninth Jedi. No,
I don't think you said it.
I've seen Ninth Jedi. I haven't.
Okay.
Yeah. Which one was your favorite? And talk a little bit about why it was your favorite.
I don't know which one was my favorite. The Village Ride was very cool. The Elder was okay. I'll say the Elder. That was like creepy. Cool. Lup and Oach was really interesting. I really like that one. That's the one where like a robotic boy has dreams of being a Jedi.
That's cool. We're getting a lot of robot Jedi recently.
The Duel was like a really cool. I didn't love the animation style as much, but the Duel was really cool. And then, Village Bride. Twins was my least favorite. Did not like Twins very much. Something weird about it. I don't know. I found the characters very annoying.
Yeah.
Wasn't a big fan of that one. Oh wait, no. Lapinoch is not. That is a different one. TOB1 is the boy who tries to be the Jedi. But then the Ninth Jedi.
Toby one. I think that's what they're.
Toby-1, yeah.
Toby-1, yeah.
True. And then the Ninth Jedi was awesome. I very much like that one. Lopinoch. That was the one where like this adopted girl had to like choose which side of her family she wanted to be, like dark side, like Empire or whatever. That was really cool.
Oh, really?
That was a really cool one about like choosing to like be with the Empire. Like some people believe that the Empire is there for like peace and justice, and other people are like they're suppressing us. So it was like an interesting morality take. I really liked them. I think this was like one of the coolest things Star Wars has done since Disney purchased it. I'm not a big anime guy, but I really liked this series, and I really hope that we do more of it. I hope there's a season 2, and I don't really care if it's canon or not, because like in the Twins, they're out in space without helmets on, and like lightsabers change colors from like whoever holds them. I don't really think that works in the canon, but I just think the stories and like the themes of the stories are really interesting. Ronan was really interesting in the Duel. I'm like really curious to read that book at some point. That was really cool. So I really liked it. It was really cool, and really easy to binge. I watch a lot of them at the gym, just like on the treadmill. Just like watch a few of them at a time. So that was really cool, and I really like the series, and it was one of the more unique things I think Star Wars has ever done.
Yeah,
I really liked it, and the samurai feeling, and I know there was like clown guy on Twitter who actually has me blocked, so I had to have a screenshot of it.
That's how you know you've won. Like that's like
his name was like Revan on Twitter or something. But he was like, I think it's cool, but it feels too like Eastern Asian. Like that's not what Star Wars is. And
oh my god,
like, that's literally what Star Wars is.
Star Wars fans have no idea.
Even Star Wars Theory said good things about it.
That I think that's such a stupid take. That there's too much East Asia, Japanese.
Tell me you're white without telling me you're white.
Exactly. Like there would be no Star Wars without East Asian, Japanese influences. Like full stop. Like what do you think Star Wars is? Like it boggles my effing mind that people don't see that. And I honestly think that like I was really, really surprised at how much I love the duel, because I think it's kind of a perfect gateway into the into like this idea of Visions, because it borrows so much of what Lucas borrowed from. Like it's straight up just a Kurosawa film. Like it's just like Seven Samurai. It's all that. It felt like the perfect introduction to me. And like you talked about Ronin already, like that's a book that like I immediately like went from like, oh, I don't know if I need that to like I'm excited to read that
how to save a red lightsaber.
Like it's such an interesting concept, man. And like my roommate Christine, I think we watched that together. Yeah, we did. And like I was explaining like the red Kyber crystals and like how cool that was, and she's like, oh wow, this is so cool. So like I think what's cool about this series is like it doesn't just bring in Star Wars fans, it brings in anime fans. Because like if you, it could be a gateway for Star Wars for some people. Like it just, if you don't like the Rise of Skywalker or any of the regular like Star Wars movies, this could be a gateway for you. Which would be, I hope one day the Hindu influence. Yes, I think I like that idea, and I think Visions eventually will do more of that, because I don't think this is the first. Like this is just a one-off. I think that if you're a Lucasfilm and you've seen this has been successful, like has anyone panned this? Like it's universally liked, or not loved, but it's people like this. Anime is universal.
It's hard not to like it. Like there's not
exactly
there's not a lot to dislike. If it's like not for you, I don't think you can. I think that's different than saying like the craft is bad, because I think it's anime. Like that's what it is. And so like you can not like it, but it's not bad.
If like so one of the things I've been kind of into anime a little bit more since the pandemic, because me and my friend Daniel, shout out to Diamond Daniel Dunstan out here, and his sister and I have been watching, we've had anime nights, and we've been watching My Hero Academia. We watched One Punch Man, and like it just, the different studios that are already doing like anime, like if the studio that did My Hero Academia, they can do a Star Wars story. The one that did One Punch Man, they can do a Star Wars story. So, and like, if you want to like make the Ninth Jedi concept, make that into a full series and see where that goes. Because like that, I think the Ninth Jedi could just be its own thing. I think that's so interesting. There are so many interesting concepts that could break off into a Vision season 2, that could break off into like its own series. So like, I think that there's so much to explore with this. And before we get into, everything else that we're going to talk about today, just give me a quick ranking of where everything goes right now. Because you've seen most of them. I've seen 5 of them, I think. But I think they're all good. Like they're varying degrees of good, and there's really really good episodes. And like Tatooine Rhapsody was the one I was the most surprised with because I did not think that I was going to enjoy that at all. But like, it's just fun.
The music was really good.
Yeah, exactly. It was. It just felt like a fun story that I really really enjoyed. Give me your rankings right now.
Okay, I'll put them in tiers. The ones that I loved were The Elder,
Shout out
The
David
Ninth
Harbour.
Jedi, The Village Bride, The Duel. The ones I quite liked were Tatooine Rhapsody, Toby 1, TOB 1, Lopinoch. I don't know if I finished the last one. And then the ones I didn't really like too much was really just the twins. I just didn't like that one very much. I thought it looked great, but that one I wasn't really. But I like Tatooine Rhapsody quite a lot too. I know a lot of people didn't necessarily love that episode, but I thought it was like fun rock band. Like I almost got a School of Rock vibes from it. Joseph Gordon-Levitt was really good. I mean, his voice, I wouldn't say he's the best singer in the world, but it was just like cool. I almost got like Jedi Fallen Order vibes from the very beginning, how he like falls onto this like ship and he gets like taken in by someone else. And then like seeing Jabba's tail kind of like tap up and down with the beat was cool. And going back to Mos Espa, very much, Mos Espa, right? Oh no, what's the
it's the Boonta Eve,
I'm sure Scotty and Jerry know.
Scotty is gonna punch me the first time he sees me since Celebration.
Nice.
Yeah, awesome, Anthony.
What's up, Anthony?
You're definitely better. Yeah, absolutely. So I think what's interesting about Tatooine Rhapsody to me is just that like it takes some of the familiar characters that we've seen in Star Wars, Jabba the Hutt, Bib Fortuna, and puts them in, and hell, Boba Fett, and like puts them in like this fun, like you're at a concert, like it's not anything that you're expecting, but it's like it still works, which I think is so like, because I think if you just did this in live action, it would not work. But like since it's in this medium, I think that it works 100%. In terms of my favorite ones, I think it's the Duel and the. So I kind of do it in your tier.
Your 5 that you watched.
Yeah, the 5 the Duel, Ninth Jedi, and the Elder are kind of up there for me. I
was
really
a bit annoying how many times I heard I have a bad feeling about this.
Well, I mean, but like it's a
every
Star
episode
Wars
did it.
Like
I know. It was just like you hear it 7. You hear it 7 times in an hour, and it's just kind of like, all right, I get it.
Okay, I got you. Yeah.
Speaking of bands, Theron Wallows comes to St. Pete the first day of Star Wars Celebration. Oh, so I can't see them, which is sad. I know he loves Wallows, so that's why I mentioned Wallows. But yeah, so I mean, it was really really cool series. I hope we get to see more of it. I think one of the most important things about Star Wars is having as many people get to create their own version of Star Wars. I think that's how like we get the really good stuff. Like obviously we have the original Star Wars, and then I think Star Wars Rebels is very original, like take on it. I think The Last Jedi is a very interesting take on Star Wars. And like for example, I'm very excited for The Acolyte because I think that could be a very interesting take on Star Wars. So I like when people don't normally get to do Star Wars normally, get to do what they want to do, and like especially if it's not canon, because I think that C word can limit a lot of stuff. And I
think that this not necessarily being canon does nothing but help. So yeah, and speaking of cool stories, speaking of canon, the Book of Boba Fett got a new poster, and we finally got a release date for when that series is going to come out, and we got a synopsis that I want to talk about a little bit, and I'm just going to go ahead and read it here. The Book of Boba Fett, a thrilling Star Wars adventure, finds legendary bounty hunter Boba Fett and mercenary Fennec Shand navigating the galaxy's underworld when they return to the sands of Tatooine to stake their claim on the territory once ruled by Jabba the Hutt and his crime syndicate. Trey, I know that we are prone to overanalyzing and talking about everything news thing that comes out, and I know it's just a poster. But like, do you think the synopsis poster and all the stuff that they've released so far tells us anything? And do you think that now they've released the poster and this, do you think we're getting a trailer soon?
I would think so. But what's funny to me is that the premiere of this airs on the same date as the finale of Hawkeye. So that'll be a really good day for people.
That's a good day.
I'm excited for the Book of Boba Fett. I'm excited that Bryce Dallas Howard is directing at least some of it. I'm excited that Robert Rodriguez is a producer on the show. I'm really excited for more Boba Fett and Fennec Shand. Very excited for those two to rekindle whatever flame they had. Not literally speaking, but I think it's a really interesting like Godfather type of story you could tell of like the power struggle and the galaxy, and I really hope we see Kira. I think they're kind of been teasing that with the comics and such.
I mean that. So there are.
I wish Darth Maul got a show like this.
Yeah, there are a couple things you mentioned. Mentioning Kira, I think is really really interesting because like, why bring her back in that medium if you're not going to bring her back in live action at some point? Yeah, no, same. Like, and when I see Tatooine, I think it's time to start a Cobb watch. Like if Cobb Vanth is going to be in this show, I think he will because like he's right there. Why wouldn't he be? I don't know where his allegiances would lie, but like I think that I think one of the best things about the second season of The Mandalorian was Cobb Vanth. Like just full stop.
I have a T-shirt hanging up of that man.
I know.
So I agree.
How can you not want to slob on that Cobb?
I bought a High Republic shirt recently, and it said to wash inside out, and I didn't see that. So the shirt washed and it got ruined. Oh, and that was like $30. So I'm pretty. It like the color is all faded and it looks like it has like a giant sweat stain on it. So always read the tags before you wash a shirt. That was kind of disheartening. I honestly forgot it was even in my laundry bin, and then I got it and it was like, this doesn't look right.
If I can quote one of my favorite artists, Olivia Rodrigo. It's just brutal out here. It's just brutal. You knew it was coming. I tried to sneak into the show.
I didn't think it was going to be car rides in Malibu. So
no. Let's see if Cobb's in it, he'll definitely be at odds with Boba. I
think Boba's going to be like. I think Cobb will be in it, but maybe in a flashback because I would think Boba watched him get that armor.
Yeah,
he was there,
and he didn't stop him. He just watched. Like
I think he almost was like, "Oh, challenge."
There are so many questions I have about that because, like, at the end of that first episode, you just see Boba Fett, and he's watching all of it. Why did he take his armor back? What was he do? And I'm sure we'll get more of what he was actually doing. But like, I just think it would be a disservice to fans to not put Cobb Vanth in that.
Yeah, I agree. I'm really excited for it. And this December, for a few things coming out in December, if you know me, you might know what Spider-Man related thing I'm pretty excited for. December is going to be really fun.
It's going to be
We're going to have a really good Christmas or holiday season.
Listen, Santa's coming down that chimney, and he's bringing a big old fat bowl.
Hot cop summer.
Hot cop summer.
What was I going to say? I know like Star Wars has been really cool for us because it's released over the holiday season. But in the next 3 years, for Spider-Man fans, there's this guy named Soups on TikTok, and he's just Spider-Man No Way Home, and I hate that guy.
Spider-Man?
But Spider-Man No Way Home, I thought I said it like that, but I didn't. For Spider-Man fans, this Christmas is No Way Home. Next Christmas is Into the Spider-Verse 2. And then the Christmas after that is Spider-Man 2, the PS4, PS5 game at that point.
Dude, I'm so excited. Like, I've been replaying Spider-Man and Spider-Man Miles Morales. Incredible.
My girlfriend's been playing it, and it's been fun to watch her. she struggles during the fight, but the really action heavy stuff. And she had kind of a hard time swinging at first. She was like, "How do I do it?" And I'm like,
You just swing, man.
Swing.
You just swing.
But she's gotten pretty good at it. So
let me ask you a question about that real quick.
Please be careful.
Miles Morales to Spider-Man. Like the electric powers just like make the game like so much easier to play, and like you can like completely take out enemies in like 2 seconds with the electric stuff, and like going from that to back to just regular Spider-Man, it was just like, whoa, it's not as easy. Like
I will say the original Spider-Man has a feature where you can use an electric guitar and like throw people away by doing that. That's always my power up, and it's pretty sick, especially if you're in the air. You'll like just like drop down and do it to the ground. It's like this like one long strum. It's really cool. For Spider-Punk's feature, but Boba Boba is very exciting.
Hopefully we'll get a trailer soon. So transitioning in from Book of Boba Fett to potentially the Ahsoka series, our good friend who Ash Crossan, am I saying that right? Crossan, thank you. She actually sat down with Mina Masood, Aladdin, and potentially Ezra, and he was playing kind of. Have you watched the video? I don't know if we can put the video. So basically, the whole spiel of the whole thing was Ash, who is just the best at her job and just interviewing celebrities and all these other people. Talked to him about that picture that he posted in March where he was doing the Ezra line, and I think the line that what his words were something like, I can't say anything about that, or just reading his body language. I kind of get the, he talked about like manifesting.
He wants to speak it into existence.
And like, sure. I'm sure there's a certain like point of like, there is some of that in it, but like, seeing how he reacted, he kind of like smiled after she brought it up, and was like, I don't know, that's all I can say about that. I kind of took it as basically like, if it's not if it's not happening, he would probably say, nah, it's not happening. But like, I think that there might, if it's not confirmed yet, they're negotiating, because like she also talked to James.
What's there to negotiate?
I know.
Let's do it.
Then later in the day, she talked to James McAvoy, who she asked just point blank, like, hey, are you in? There's rumors that you're in Doctor Strange, Multiverse of Madness. Are you in it? He just point blank said no,
because it's not him.
Yeah,
he's not the one playing Charles.
So, you have two examples of Ash talking to someone who's one's kind of being coy and the other one just being like, no, I'm not in it. You saw this. What were your takeaways from this interaction with Ash?
First things first, I wanted to say I bought some of the Star Wars Theory 11 playing cards while we were on Boba, and I have these very cool cards. We got Boba here. I just wanted to show that while I have it. Highly recommend buying them. No, it was cool seeing him. I mean, I really, really wanted him to play Ezra. Mm-hmm. I've been watching Midnight Mass recently, and it makes me very uncomfortable. It's a very uncomfortable show. But Rahul is in that show, our favorite follow on Twitter. It's interesting watching him being like that guy, there's probably like a multiverse where he's Ezra Bridger, and like I don't see it as much as I do with Mina Masood, and that guy is Ezra Bridger, even in like the way he talks, I see it, and so it gets me really excited, and I still have trepidations about like what the Ahsoka show possibly is, and like the fact that maybe it's the sequel to Rebels I don't love, but I love Ahsoka, so I'm excited. I think Rosario Dawson's an awesome Ahsoka. Wish her Laku were longer. That's like the only qualm I have.
And if that's like your only fit, like it, like
it's just why aren't they longer? It looks. Instead of having here, make it go like here.
I think. I thank you for doing from here to here. That was
or even longer than that. Like it should.
I think didn't the official reason they gave that was like they tried
it's
it
like too heavy.
Yeah, but
shit.
like it
I don't care.
Right.
CGI it.
Okay,
this is important shit.
Okay,
people need to be satisfied with the length of her space hair.
That's true. So, what we don't have confirmation when the show is coming out. When do you think?
2023.
2023. When do you think we'll get confirmation of these in a celebration or
a random Tuesday?
Yeah, probably.
Probably.
That's. Let's okay. Let's do. What's the most random Tuesday in January? Here we go. Okay, you heard it here first. Big scoop. You ready? Big scoop. January 11th, 2022. Ezra Bridger confirmed to be Mia Massoud. Heard it here first. Skywalking through the league. There it is.
Bill has been watching What If. I think he is the watcher. He knows all.
Listen, you know what I like? I like getting some chips and salsa, getting the Tostito scoops, just scooping it in there. And that's what I just did. So that's the scoop for you. Okay, here we go.
You know I love Daredevil.
I think they will. At some point, they're going to bring back Daredevil. Probably in No Way Home.
December 17th, 2021.
Yeah, that'll be the day. And just quick shout out to Ash. She's kind of been killing it with Star Wars news recently.
She definitely does not watch our show.
She does not. But
by the way,
shout out
to the person who isn't watching.
No, I've met Ash before. So like it's funny. My last show that I ever did at the Resistance was Ash's show when like I had a great time talking to her, but like yeah, that was my last show at the Resistance broadcast was with Ash. So that was great. She's great. I love her. And she's been killing it with Star Wars news recently. And that kind of transitions into our next story, which is kind of about the Obi-Wan show wrapping, Andor wrapping, and also in like kind of the news that got shuffled in while we were gone was Sung Kang, who is Han in the Fast and Furious series, talked to Ash, and they talked about his experience in the Kenobi show because he's in that show. And he basically said that, like, yeah, I use a lightsaber in the show. And so, like, there's already been a bunch of rumors about who his character might be, and this could be potential spoilers for the Kenobi show. So if you don't want to be spoiled, we'll just pause here.
10 seconds.
10 seconds.
3, 2, 1. Pause. So
he's playing the fifth brother. Like,
yeah,
that's who we think he is, right? Like, it just
which is an Inquisitor if you haven't seen.
Right. Rebels. So do you think there's any possibility he's not playing an Inquisitor? Do you think that he might be a Lost Jedi, or because it's like it is during the time after Order 66? Do you think he's an Inquisitor? Do you think he's a Jedi? What do you think? Do you think that makes sense?
There's been rumors, like there's been reports coming like that have come out from people that said he's playing that character.
Mm-hmm.
And like I
think Jordan Mason, Jordan is pretty accurate with his stuff, so I would trust him.
So I think why not? You know, what other lightsaber, whatever Sith people or like red blade people could he be?
Red blade people, yeah.
He's
playing the Ronin.
Yeah, that'd be kind of cool.
Yeah, actually.
But I mean, it's exciting. I hope we get something. We'll probably get something at Celebration. In all honesty, it's crazy. That's like 7 months away.
No, I think we'll get something on November 12th, like
8 months away.
So, like, because I think the Disney Plus Day, I think they're going to show.
Oh, it comes out then.
Yeah, I think
it comes out next year, right?
Right. So let's talk a little bit about that, because now that Andor and Kenobi have wrapped, and like they're openly talking about it, like Ewan McGregor's talked about it, Aunt Beru's talked about it, which I'm so glad that she is like in this, and she talked very, very nicely about Deborah Chow sending her gifts and stuff like that. When do you think this is coming out? Like, because like initially I kind of thought that like, you know, Kenobi wrap first, that like, okay, this is probably gonna, let's see, it'd be pretty weird if you played it. It'd be really, yeah, that I don't know. I think that's
Not when he has the helicopter blade
yeah,
and he
that's
can
true.
just fly away whenever he's in danger. Arden, did you not think about that, buddy? Huh?
I sent you a TikTok the other day of the I forget what game it is, but it's a VR game where like they used a helicopter lightsaber and then they played Fortunate Son by Creedence Clearwater Revival or whatever it's called. And I thought it was funny, but yeah. It would be, but like when do you think Kenobi's coming out? When do you think Andor's coming out? Do you
May
think
of next year?
May of next year? Okay.
May or June.
Full stop.
Yeah.
Okay. I got you.
I think it makes sense, especially if it's like, a lot of Star Wars characters coming back. I think it makes sense to have it in May. Have the first episode air around when Celebration is happening. I think that'd be pretty cool.
Yeah.
Andor is coming out in December, I think, of 2022, I think.
Okay. Gotcha. So there'll be plenty of Star Wars stuff to do. Because
also apparently 11 Star Wars series in development. That was something that came out, including everything that we already know.
Right. So, I mean, like, what is that?
It's like 5 shows plus 6 more that we haven't seen.
So let's see, Obi-Wan, Andor,
Book of Boba Fett,
Ahsoka,
Mando season 2, Ahsoka, and then
Mando
Rangers
season 3
of the New Republic. So that's 6.
That ain't happening.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. They reported that.
Who?
That was in the Variety or Hollywood Reporter report about it. It specifically said Rangers of the New Republic 2 with the 11.
Okay, gotcha. I don't know with the Acolyte. Okay.
Oh, and the Acolyte. Okay. So that's really like 4 more shows that we don't know about.
Which that makes sense. That's like, because that'll be like, we'll get 2 shows next year. Well, 3 shows next year. And then like 2 or 3 the next year. So like, yeah, that's like for the next 4 or 5 years. That makes sense. So yeah. Okay, cool. And the last story we're going to talk about today is one that's near and dear to my heart. I think when this was announced, my words to you were literally, I am crying and hard at the same time. Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic is getting remade for PlayStation 5, new consoles, not Xbox, which is weird because that's where I played it for the first time. But it basically like confirmed like, okay, I'm gonna have to get a PS5 if I want to play anything good. What are your overall reactions that the remake is happening? I forget what your connection to KOTOR is. Do you have one? Are you excited for it? What are your thoughts?
I think it's a very hard game. I find it very confusing and I don't understand it. So I'll probably play it on the PS5, but I tried playing it like on my iPhone before and I just didn't understand like where to go and stuff, and I was just confused. I've played the opening a billion times, but just I don't know. I'm not really like that game. Like mechanic. I don't know. I'm not a giant fan, but I'll probably play it on the PS5 whenever I get one in the year 2042.
So there are a couple questions that I have, because I obviously I watched the trailer. I've read the article that Lucasfilm or that the StarWars.com put out right after. So like here's one thing that sticks out to me. This is a quote from the StarWars.com article. It says KOTOR, which is part of Legend storytelling, dials the Star Wars clock back to over 4,000 years before the Skywalker saga. So initially, I kind of thought that like I think the reporting from Jordan was that basically they were remaking it to like fit into canon. But now like this part like says it's Legends. So like, is
definitely not canon.
Is it Legends? Is it canon? I'm a little confused at where it would like sit in what they're going to do with it. Beyond that, there are a couple other questions I have. Do you still do the choice system? What's the combat like? Because, like, I think there's a world where they kind of do a Fallen Order-esque thing, like, because I think that's the combat that like most modern Star Wars fans like in their video games.
I could see it being like more of a Telltale Games, kind of combat where you swipe down and then like you swipe up and then you swipe left or whatever.
I don't know if I
because
like
that's it's a lot of fun. Those games are really, or that's like my favorite Batman game is the Batman Telltale. It's very underrated.
And another thing, like they've talked about it at length, like how do you remake it? Do you have the same narrative, emotional connections? Do you tell the exact same story? How do you like? Basically, my thought is, how do you justify remaking this now? Like
Money.
I mean, but
PS5.
money, but like at the same time, like
the graphics can be really good.
That's justified in the sense of like, okay, we've played this game before. How can you make this new and original while still like maintaining the spirit of the original? Because like I from what I've seen so far, they've done a good job, you know, bringing back the voice actors. Jennifer Hale as Basta LaShawn, one of my favorite characters. With the change, you know, but like it just like I think you have to change the combat. Like you just cannot do a remake where it's basically the same combat system, the same story, the same all that with a new paint, like with a new paint job. Like I don't think that makes sense to me. You know, it's why they're spending. I think I saw the figure. It was like $80 million or something like that. So like $80 million just to like put a new coat of paint on it. Like that's like, this is full from the ground up. So I have a lot of questions that I don't quite know the answer to so far. And like, I guess in my perfect world, like I would want something that like captures that spirit, but at the same time, like, I don't know. I was initially very, very excited. I'm kind of conflicted. I want to see more, and I don't think we're going to see more for a while because, like, they basically showed a cinematic of Revan with a voice over it. So, like, this is still probably like if I had to guess, like 3 or 4 years away. Like, what do you think?
I don't know. I'm not this story is like my least important one just because I don't really have. I've never played it, so I don't care if they redo it in a way that like pisses people off because I wouldn't care, you know. But I'm all for the Jedi Fallen Order mechanics. That game's awesome. So yeah, I mean, it would be cool, more fun to me if it wasn't like I don't know what the style you would call it, but if it was more like you get to choose what kind of how you fight. You know, it's not just like press X to hit, press X to hit, press X to hit. Like I hate that. I think it's very boring. So yeah.
Okay. Any final thoughts before we wrap up for the night?
It's just been hard to have a Star Wars show with no Star Wars stuff.
Yeah.
You know, like I feel like from 2015 to 2019, it was like the golden era of this modern shit where like we always have stuff to talk about. There's always new stuff coming out with like the sequel trilogy and stuff. And now it's just like, I think from 2021 forward, or from 2022 forward, we'll have a lot to talk about. But right now it's like, I don't know. I guess my thing is explaining why I haven't had a desire to do the show in the past few months, just because I don't feel like there's a lot to talk about news-wise.
And the stuff that there has been, like we talked
like
about.
We have the Halloween special tomorrow, right, which I'm excited about.
Is that coming out tomorrow?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Shit, I had no idea it was coming out tomorrow. Oh my god. I think with Bad Batch, like it's just like, you know,
October 1st.
We've talked at length about like, you know, we like Bad Batch, but like to do a show every week, just talking about it.
I hated it. I hated talking about Bad Batch.
I didn't
because I didn't like the show.
It's just like you got to talk about it for like 30 minutes.
Didn't like it,
and like I think you're being too harsh, man. I think I
didn't like the series. I found I found so much more enjoyment in What If than I have in Bad Batch. No, it's not even close. I found more enjoyment in WandaVision, which is my least favorite of the Marvel shows, and I found way more enjoyment in that than Bad Batch. I thought the best parts of Bad Batch was not the Bad Batch itself, because even the ending I thought sucked. Not a fan of Bad Batch. Don't really care about any of those characters. Even Omega, I didn't feel that connected to. Like, I'm way more excited for Book of Boba Fett. and it's weird because I love animation, Star Wars animation, and like Rebels mainly, and then Clone Wars and stuff. But like I mean, Book of Boba Fett will be cool to talk about, and then after that, like we'll have news coming out about like we'll probably have like trailers for Kenobi and for Andor. That'll be cool for next year, and then like pop like new games and stuff. It's just 2020 and 2021. I feel like besides the Mandalorian, like there hasn't been anything with Star Wars. It was like the fallout of the Rise of Skywalker, which wasn't very fun to talk about because there was a lot of negative stuff.
Then before that, it was the fallout of The Last Jedi, which is like, it's just like this is something that like I do this because like it gives me joy. Like I love talking about Star Wars.
I don't know how people like do it all the like every week of this year.
So like as someone who was involved in a podcast that talked about stuff every week, but like it was from like 2017 to 2018, like it was hard, but like there was still stuff to talk about. And like there was one episode a week where we would just like, shoot the shit, where it was talking about like, oh, is the Force with
always
you?
News.
There was always news. There's not a ton of news. And that's our bread and butter. Like we
could do a Marvel show, but not Star Wars right now.
Nah. There's just and this is just me talking out loud. I think expanding into other stuff that we're interested in, whether it be Marvel, whether it be just pop culture in general, I think we have stuff to talk about there. But like if we just talk
not
Star
the
Wars,
audience,
yeah. But
anyway,
there we go. So that's all the Star Wars stuff that we have for you tonight. Thank you guys so much for joining us. This will be up on our podcast page here in a little bit. So thank you guys so much for listening. Trey, where can they find you on Twitter, bud? So the Treyinator right there. Say it for the podcast listeners.
I will not. I cringe every time I have to say it out loud. So
okay. Well, you can find him.
I refuse.
I will do it. You can find Trey at the Treyinator, and you can find me, Bill the Thrill Sheehy, at Star Wars Bill. And please, if you're not already, if you're here and you're not following us on Twitter, what are you doing? Go follow us right now. Smash that subscribe button. Give us 5 stars on Apple Podcasts. Oh, hey, Grogu. Good to see you, bud. And follow us on Twitter at SkywalkingTL. Go see Venom. Let There Be Carnage, because there is a ton of carnage in there. And go Cats, hook 'em horns, and Godspeed Rebels.